been slowly adding pieces to it. So that way during, I believe, Mayor Crawford was correct. I think it was a 10 to 15-year life cycle for that material because of UV degeneration and all those other things. So the goal was to collect enough additional pieces for when we needed to start replacing parts, it wasn't all at once.
Okay. Well, I can tell you as a taxpayer, not as a counselor, I had no idea we were making a profit on that.
It was really kind of shocking when we were looking at
People
how
love
much
it.
people were, yeah.
I
You got
encourage you
life
to go out there,
jackets
go
and
swim
everything
with
with it that they have to wear, you know, that goes and they have to zip it up
I love
between
it.
their legs and
It's a
everything.
good time.
My grandkids.
And I did also make a note, earlier we had mentioned the library fines and services. I did make a note to speak with Judy regarding the revenues.
Yeah.
On the cemetery, open and close for Forest Lawn, it's 5,000, but yet in our expenses, we put 10,000. Can we just correct that too?
I'll make note and speak with Judy.
Okay.
Backing up, the STR fees, I'm happy to see we're budgeting an increase. I sure as heck hope with all the problems we've had, we get that through. You know, how confident do you feel, Ron?
Oh, you talking about the short-term rental?
Yeah.
Mayor Crawford, Councilor Corey, we feel that we're getting everybody that is registered on the software. We'll continue to push that. So I know they had the increase. It was $300. It went to $300, but we'll be watching that number
And
very closely.
And I asked this at the council meeting, this group is still working through.
One of our attorneys right now, we provided the additional language. He's working on that. And then once, working with Jacob, once we receive the amended ordinance or those changes, proposed changes, we're going to bring the group back together and go over all the changes. So just
Okay.
minor additions to it.
Okay.
And then classification 600 goes into the transfers in. These are going to be the admin fees transferred from the enterprise funds. The ones that are budgeted in are going to be SGRT, lodger's tax, RJU, wastewater treatment plant, and solid waste. And I'll stand for questions regarding the revenues.
Golf course lease, we're not budgeting anything there.
Mayor
I gotta
Craw-
double check the number that we're gonna get. That's one number I need to input.
Okay.
And so I just want to make sure because I know it changed hands, so I wasn't sure if they were under the same revenue target or what happened.
I
Yeah.
thought they were. I
And
thought they essentially assumed.
Mayor.
Well, we wrote out a new one.
Yes, and Mayor Crawford, Councilor Corey, we're waiting on some
Attorneys.
changes from the attorneys on that, so.
To do the long-term, remember, we rolled it over, they assumed it was short-term. Now we're going for long-term, so we've had the attorneys working out the language.
Yep.
Any further questions? We'll go ahead and move to the finance budget. There really weren't many changes to our budget. We did have a small increase to subscription and dues, as well as to the fuel line. We did have an increase in professional services. This is going to be our contract with Jim Cox.
And who is he?
He is, what's, CPO, CPO.
Counselor Corey,
Yes, ma'am.
if for some reason I can't be there on a quarter, he has the knowledge and experience to get us through the quarter and file within LGBMS.
It's
Just in
just
case.
backup, it's budgeted.
Yes.
That's smart.
And Counselor Corey, he's the finance director for the city of Farmington, and he used to work for our auditing firm at one time, so.
Okay, good.
So he's familiar with all our finances.
And we did also have a decrease in our training and development line. The main training and development that the finance department goes through is with New Mexico Edge, and we have those costs centralized in the IT budget to be distributed throughout the village.
Are you still going to school?
I am.
Medicine? Do we help with any classes?
The village has been kind enough to let me work with my time when I have, like right now, I'm
It'd be
going
like
into finals.
everything else we do, CDLs and all that other kind of stuff.
Okay,
These ones, New Mexico State offers a program to government employees, and they do, every once in a while, they do in person. We opt for the online training. They go into a Zoom class, and they can earn either the CPO certification for purchasing. You can do a public finance professional certification, and then Bianca, you're working on one, aren't you, for?
Finishing up my CPO certification, kind of like what Christy did earlier this year, where she achieved her certificate. I'm in the final phase of mine.
nice.
And there's 2 levels to it, and I'm in the last level of it. So they also offer actual graduation ceremonies, and they tie it into usually the conferences through New Mexico counties. But there's even public supervisor and those type of certificates, public officials for government entities.
Well, that's great.
It's a very beneficial program. And even just if directors have found courses that they thought might be helpful either for them as a director or for their employees, either turning into supervisors, they're able to take those classes to get a
Okay.
better understanding of the government entity.
Great.
Are there any questions regarding the finance budget? Okay. We'll move on to capital projects and purchasing.
Where is this department located?
It is in conjunction with purchasing. So
Back down this way.
right down here, we used to be in the corner where HR is at, and then now we are literally directly across from Madison slash.
You come in the back door,
Hang a left.
yeah, and then Judy's there, and you go left to these guys.
And who are your colleagues?
It's Roderick is our new purchasing agent, so he's in there, and then Vera, our project coordinator, sits opposite of Roderick.
And then you got Colin,
Yeah.
is on the very back.
Okay. Okay.
Regarding the expenses for the capital projects and purchasing, there really was not any changes to the operating budget. We did have a capital outlay request. Christie has been working very hard to try and find an e-procurement system. We found one with OpenGov. The e-procurement system allows us to go out for bid electronically rather than only based on paper, which increases our chance of getting bids and proposals when we go through the procurement process.
Right.
And the program that we are looking at with OpenGov also has a project management section and a grant management software. And all 3 of them tie in with each other. So from the beginning of us going out to look for a grant, then we can tie it into whatever project that we decide to go with for that grant. It doesn't even have to be tied. We can track all of our projects on there. And then that also ties with the procurements that we use for those projects. And all 3 of those systems, it's, once again, all tied together, but it ties in with Tyler and Code 10 that we currently use for our accounting software. And Bianca did speak with other entities, Las Cruces and Roswell, who both use OpenGov as well. Roswell actually uses it for their entire accounting software. And the first year's cost of having the program set up, we would be looking at $186,360, about $60,000 per. And then, of course, it's the implementation, so we go down there.
Is that just a one-time purchase fee?
It will have annual cost after
There's
that,
other,
but
on those softwares, you know how it is. You get in and then it's from now on.
Then they've got you.
Yeah, but it's obviously less than the initial buy-in, right?
that is
Yes.
correct, yes.
Like significantly, 50% less?
it should
Oh,
be
yeah.
more than that. Yeah.
Okay. Good load, that's a lot of money. Hopefully you guys use it well, though.
I think it'll be very beneficial. Currently, through capital projects and Ms. Judy's work, we have a number of spreadsheets that we're tracking all of our projects, all of our grants, and everything through. This will kind of help to centralize all of our documentation.
So will it be more, user licenses, more than one? There'll be 4 or 5?
Yes. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
they will charge us by user. So, the good thing about the software is now that, we're going into FEMA and we're gonna have all the projects. If the PW that's obligated is a small project, I think it's under $1 million. If we can supply FEMA the procurement, the contract, and the proposal from the contractor, we will be able to get the federal portion of the PW immediately advanced to us. So we're hoping that this will keep the information in one location that will help us on smaller projects get money faster instead of waiting, 5 years or whatever to get the reimbursement.
Okay. Now, where's the new project manager budgeted for? Is it in 132?
It is, yes.
Yes, sir.
And we got a final interview maybe coming? Another one anyway?
May 6th or 7th, something like that.
Okay. All right.
A project manager,
Capital Projects Manager.
Capital project manager.
yeah.
Any further questions regarding capital projects and purchasing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move on to the IT budget. Once again, our operating budget stayed the same. We did centralize Windstream to come through IT, with the exception of POTS lines, which are telephone lines that are not fiber. Those will come out of the corresponding departments.
Ron, what is Systems MD doing versus what Andrew's doing?
A lot.
Mayor Crawford, Councilor Corey, we have Andrew he's here doing our day-to-day if we need computer set up, any type of, if we have any issues. They're doing more of managing our mainframe over at the Horton Complex.
Cybersecurity.
Yes, if we have any type of, issues with that, they're monitoring that.
Which we do.
And then if we have to change out servers, they're doing all that work also. We've really cut the cost down a lot from prior having Andrew here, because Andrew's learned a lot, and we're also getting Andrew trained on being able to do more. So they're always in the background, though, if we need systems in.
Like he's always having to fix our stuff, but since he's on vacation, when my deal wasn't working earlier, Robin called somebody, they went in my computer while I was sitting right here and fixed it. And
So-
they do that.
So I was working for the village when we
Yes.
brought Systems MD in. Does that have to go out for bid, or is that
No.
sole source?
We're doing a CES contract
they're
with
on
them.
CES?
Yes.
Okay. And then, Ron, you remember they used to do some social engineering audits. Are they still doing those?
I'll have to get with,
Social engineering,
That's when someone scams us, or
well, they're doing, when they're fishing and all that stuff,
Well, it's
They'll do all
also
that.
physical.
Because we had New Mexico Tech come over and do some of that, remember
Yeah,
that?
And
And I don't know is Leo and them doing coming in, doing any of that you know of?
Counselor Corey, they are monitoring everything 24/7 for all sorts of types of cyber attacks, phishing, anything. 60% of the emails that we have coming in are scam, and so you don't even see them in your inbox.
Yeah. But
And-
Robin, you'll recall, they sent in, I guess, some students. from-
Correct.
That was New Mexico Tech.
That was New
Yes.
Mexico Tech.
It might be worthwhile to try that again, where they come in and, 'cause
Oh.
I had that done at the bank and I was shocked.
Oh,
Same thing we experienced here. Strangers were allowed to
plug in your
plug
flash
in
drive.
and, yeah.
I've watched that once in a while, and I've actually stopped one or two people. It's like, who are you? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
exactly.
And Systems MD has tried to do that, and they also monitor all of our entire cloud systems. We are actually fully operational. In the event of an emergency, we could pack up, operate in Carrizozo, Alamogordo, Roswell,
Just
wherever we
through the
needed to,
cloud.
wherever we needed to go. But in the event of another community in an emergency, they could also come here.
Okay.
We are in far better shape than almost any community, small community in the state of New Mexico.
Yeah.
So we have made great strides since the McBride fire.
Good.
And so it's been amazing.
Good.
Good, super good.
But Counselor Corey, those are things we'll visit with Leor and run past him and look at, so. Because we had, whenever we did the one, they went into the library and Corey just allowed them, back then he was the manager or the director, and he just allowed them to go in
Right.
and do whatever they wanted. And they were just some students that came in from New Mexico Tech, so, without him knowing, so.
Yeah, I mean, that IT runs our lives.
Indeed.
But I'm glad to hear you're so happy with MD.
and we've cut them back a lot with Andrew.
So with Andrew coming in, I know when we first signed up MD, they were coming on site. Are they not doing that
Yeah.
anymore?
Yeah, they're here
Here
today.
once or twice a week at least.
Okay.
They are here every other week. With Andrew on vacation, they are actually here. They will be here every week while he's gone, since he's taking a 2-week vacation. So we plan that out way in advance, and they are actually available for us 24/7. So in every emergency that we've had, we've actually been on the phone with them overnight at all hours of the day.
Yeah, they've been really good.
And is Andrew, you say he's getting additional training?
We have been getting additional training, and we've been, I asked Leor to look at special network training specifically for our network for him for the next year or two, so that it would apply for everything that specifically for our network that he may be lacking, so that he will be certified in all the things that are necessary.
We've come a long way since we hired Jeff, and then Andrew, and then cutting in Systems MD back after we moved everything.
Oh,
You know,
God.
we've got a central location after we moved it out of the old courthouse where it was full of water.
That was a disaster waiting.
Oh, that was rough.
What was that poor lady's name?
Penny,
Penny. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Leor said he never slept at night. He thought the ceiling was gonna fall on the
I
servers.
remember when MD saw it, their eyes were like this.
We were lucky, we had no idea. We were dodging bullets on that all the time. And now we have another physical and in the cloud location, right?
correct.
Yep.
So is Horton up and running now? Okay.
And Mayor Crawford, Councilor Corey, and we still have, how many servers upstairs? We still have a backup on upstairs also.
Yes, we have one backup upstairs, we have one backup at the fire department, and we have a backup at the police department. So, and then we have our backup at Horton and all in the cloud.
Is that bugging you? That tone?
What is it?
You hear it?
Yeah, I do. I can hear.
I'm gonna start howling in a minute. There it went. Whatever you did, you just turned it off.
No, it's my fan.
Sorry.
You didn't like the white noise, huh?
Oh, my gosh, let him use
I
his
thought my
fan.
ear was ringing or something.
Crank that thing down.
Oh, my gosh.
Moving down to the training and development line, you'll see the centralized New Mexico Edge classes. Those are $60 each. We do get a discount because we buy in bulk. And then under software maintenance, we did have a significant increase. This is only due to centralizing and an additional software. Originally, planning and zoning was paying for Esri, our GIS software. We've moved that over to IT now. And then the MyGov software, which is where our workflows and work orders run through, is now in this budget as well. And then we did have a capital outlay request for IT as well. This is for the network switches and upgrade. We do have some new ones which wouldn't be replaced, but this is mainly due to them being outdated and having been through the multiple disasters.
Do we have a plan to replace laptops and?
Yes, that is one of the goals that we are
Servers.
working with on Andrew, is to put in a place for capital replacement of
Yeah.
servers and all of the switches, because unfortunately, all the times that we've had to replace them, it was because they were all at the point of end of life and crashing. And
Right.
so we've replaced, the last 2 times that we've replaced them was because of major events or poor planning. And so the goal now is to get it set up so that we replace either fire department, police department, or village hall, or the ones now at Horton in a cycle versus having to do them all
Yeah,
at once.
so we're not getting hit with a
Correct.
huge bill.
Correct.
Okay.
I think you're asking about computers too, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, but every department now has been cycling through and replacing them as needed, so they're cycling as necessary.
Okay.
And the street department's getting new ones kind of right now.
Yeah, after that frying job that, whatever the name of that company did. Titan.
I thought it was integrity.
But that's all we have for the IT budget. We'll stand for any questions.
Next.
Okay, now we'll go into the special activities. This is where grant matches are budgeted in. Currently introduced, put in 750,000 for grant matches. We also have our insurance and bonds for the general fund budgeted at 745,640.
Mayor, Counselor
Yes,
Corey,
sir.
didn't we talk about wanting to increase the number of
For the grant
dollars in the grant
matches?
match?
Yeah,
We touched on that yesterday.
we did
early in the
mention
morning.
that, going from 750 up with all the grants that are gonna be coming in. We didn't come up with a figure, so we need to work on some of that. We can get an estimate on all the grants that we have out right now, possibly coming back for PERs, so we'll have an idea. 750,000, most of these are 10%, aren't they matched, the smaller ones that we
Mayor
get?
Crawford, members of the council, on the Water Trust Board, we're looking at a grant loan combo, and it's like a 10% on the loan part of it, so
So
we'll
if
get
we
those
get
numbers.
40 million, we're looking at 4 million.
Somewhere around there.
So that 750 will be gone.
Yeah, quick.
So we need to consider that. That'll be on our worksheet to figure out where we're gonna, how do we get that money?
We can do that.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to bring that up since we were talking about it.
Moving on to
At this
the,
point, the only way that you're gonna get the 4 million is gonna be through debt. because there's not enough money within the general fund to keep the reserve for the state statute plus a reserve for disaster, and then get matches at 4 million.
Judy, I know you were really struggling with, I guess it was FEMA on that special loan program, but everyone you were talking to had never done it before. Whatever happened on that?
On the special loan project?
Yeah, it was like a $21 million loan and,
Oh, that was at 44 million.
Yes, but she had to show a decrease in gross receipts tax that our revenues
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You were talking
Yeah.
about the hardship.
Yes,
Yeah, and we
Hardship.
didn't qualify.
So what happened is when we're going, in order to qualify for that grant, you had to show that our revenues were going down, and unfortunately, our GRT keeps on going up. So that threw us out of the mix.
okay, thank you.
So Judy, going back to the matches for the Water Trust Board, we're only looking at the sewer, so that 40 million is not all sewer. We're just looking, we'll just have
okay,
to
yeah,
get the
so
number. I
whatever-
have like
Yeah,
Rainier, and there's Pine Cliff. I'm gonna have a HUD, an EPA grant of $1 million towards that one. And then we have a few other ones. The rest of them, we can use the SGRT and the GEO bond to match those
SGRT on it, we have,
for the water projects.
what was in SGRT? How much was in it?
yeah. We got to make sure that we designate between water and sewer.
Yes,
Well, the point I was trying to make is we need to find that money and have it ready
Yes.
to go.
absolutely.
Instead of saying,
Yes.
oh, we can go look, we can go do this, we need to start locating
Yeah,
it.
let's have it hot in the checkbook.
Yeah, because SGRT, we had a lot of money in there.
Yes.
Mayor, currently, in the proposed budget for SGRT, we have 5.4 million.
Yeah, 5.4 million, and then,
Then the general obligation bonds that we can also look at. And then on some of the sewer, we have the 2.5 or capital outlay that we can also use, that's for sewer. So there's a lot of different funding sources we can add for the match, so. But we need to get that all secured, so.
And internally, we've been talking with Levi and Isabel about the grant matches, like for Water Trust Board,
Yeah.
since they just went through the awards.
yep.
And I think Isabel was gonna put me a list together of all everything that's gotten approved and is currently outstanding, so that we can double check to make sure that we have the correct matches.
And I haven't
Done.
seen the list with the final numbers on it, so once we get that, then we can work towards that. We'll get it all done, so.
So the only other question with Water Trust Board grants on the sewer, as you know, when we get an SGRT, Water Trust Board grant, at the end of the construction, we pay off the loan right away. Is that the same approach we're gonna take on sewer? So not only would we need the match, but we would need the amount to pay off the loan right away?
That would probably be the best thing to do. That way it's paid off and not have to worry about it, so. It's just, we'll have to see what that number is, so.
SGRT is water.
Yes, water only, correct.
Thank you.
Any further questions regarding the special activities fund?
All good.
Okay. I'll move forward to Fund 220, the Magistrate Court Special Revenue Fund. Under the revenues, we currently have a budgeted $425,000. This is the rent for the admin office of the courts.
Right.
And then for the expenses, we have the utilities and then the transfer to NMFA loan.
And they pay us every month, right?
Yes.
The last couple of years, we've gotten the invoice for the alarms out there, and we've just paid it, but it's in nobody's budget.
Do we own the building?
Yeah.
Look at it.
What the deal is, we took out a loan, it did not affect our credit rating, signed a long-term contract with the,
Good.
AOC.
what are they called?
AOC.
AOC, Administrative Office of the Courts, to pay that back. In that figure is also maintenance and cleaning and all of that. And so then once they're done, it's our building.
Cool.
And they pay us every month.
And moving forward to Fund 403, this is the GRT Revenue Bonds Debt Service Fund. We have a budgeted $80,200, and this is a transfer from the general fund. And then we have the corresponding expense and the loan payments for $80,200. And this is for the Series 2015 revenue bond.
What were we? 66.
Okay.
Any questions regarding this one?
Nope.
Moving on to the NMFA Debt Service Fund. We currently only have the transfers in budgeted. This is from the State Fire Fund, lodger's tax, and court building. And then in the expenses, there is a breakdown of the loans that we pay out of this fund.
So this is not an intercept fund, it's, we actually write a check for the fire truck?
On the fire truck itself, it's taken straight from the fire fund. When we get the fire fund, the loan,
It's already gone.
it's taken out, it's intercepted from the fund. So-
Intercept, that's what I meant, so. this
Mayor,
70
that's just an accounting.
Oh, all that
Accounting
is,
issue?
okay.
Yeah.
She still has to book the
They- they-
You're just
transaction.
keeping it track of it, I get
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
His trucks and everything.
Moving forward to the GeoBond debt service. Our GeoBonds are on a cycling program. Currently, we have budgeted in for property tax current and property tax delinquent, $1,072,979.
Delinquent?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you said
I said
delinquent,
delinquent?
Oh, yes.
because a lot of these, I mean, have been delinquent since 2023.
Judy, would you mind explaining the delinquent, please?
So that's when, people don't pay, like, if you're assessed 2025, property taxes, you have
We
till the May.
understand, that means you're not paying, but who do we talk to about that?
Yeah, that's a huge number.
The county, are they,
That's Lincoln County.
yeah. So we need to talk to them about their delinquency, and I understand some of the 24, 25, 26, because maybe in some of those houses wiped out.
Yeah, totally.
But I guess that could be 23, 24 too, because that's a fiscal year. In July, it might have just
It
been.
would just be, it would be nice to know which, or how much of that number from 2023 is carried over into 2025, 2026. Does that make sense? If you had that number that was total budget on the 2023 through 2024, obviously you see like a $200,000, increase?
Yep.
100 and some change?
It sounds like we need to start the process to get that all enacted, to get liens.
Yeah. Because that's what we would do, right?
Yeah, you'd have to put a lien
Yeah,
on
you'd
it.
have
and
to.
We could try to work something out, but legally, we need to be, go after it and be a
You went,
Lien may have no value, but.
We have to process it to show we're doing our diligence.
Yeah.
And you still have the land, and they'll have,
yep,
we won't be first
it's a
holder,
cost
but
overrun.
And honestly, I'm not, you figure what's a delinquent property tax? $2,500?
Say yes until you say.
5,000, 3,000?
yeah,
So divide that by,
it's a lot.
yeah, that's a ton of properties.
That's the first time I've seen that figure. So with it being 13% average of our budget, you might as well take that 13% out. That's strange. Because most of these are paid up front,
We'll look into which properties.
because it's,
I need you to go knock on doors, okay?
I
yeah,
can do that.
some of those
Give me
are,
your money.
when the people make their house payment, it's already in there.
Well, yeah, most mortgages are, right? So are we talking about properties that are technically maybe owned outright?
Yeah,
It's gotta be.
Has to be, right?
Yeah.
What?
And they zeroed out a bunch, but these would have been beforehand. Did we get a list of the ones they zeroed out?
I don't currently have that list, but I'll get it.
Good.
Get that from
I
Christie.
think I think Ashley had one at one point, but I am not 100% sure. That would be a Levi question.
Carbajal.
Who's Ashley?
She was a previous employee.
Ashley Carbajal had one at one
Okay.
point.
We'll look into getting one, Mayor.
Thank you.
Any further questions regarding the revenues?
Nope.
Okay.
Good catch.
Moving forward to the expenses for the 403 debt service. This just gives a breakdown of the GO bonds. We started in 2014. Our current outstanding GO bonds begin in 2017. This will give the breakdown of the principal and the interest for each of those outstanding bonds. And moving forward to Fund 507, Housing Enterprise. This has not been budgeted in as they are rollovers, but we will have the figure for you. And moving to the expenses for the 507 fund. Our insurance and bonds are at $16,660. Our loan payments, the principal amount is $500. Moving forward to Fund 508, the Affordable Housing Rental Enterprise Fund. We currently budgeted $220,000 under rents and royalties. This pays for the debt service for the loan.
What's
This is for the-
happening with 603 Meacham?
Yeah, everything's got power. I just got one. Everything's got power. You know, they were plugging everything in. 9 out of the 10 homes at 603 Meacham have power. So we have one more. We're going to do a walkthrough next week. And then we got paving and then a little landscaping. And then there's a lot of touch-up stuff that needs to be done. You know, just raking and some stuff needs to be leveled out. And then we'll do a walkthrough.
Rakes.
And they've already got dishwashers and washing machine, dryer, refrigerator, ceiling fans. Gonna be pretty smoking.
We have people ready to move in already, I'm sure, huh?
There's a list. I don't know if it's the same list. Some people,
Dropped out.
had to find
Yeah.
other places, so. But we're excited to get that done. And once they pave it, it's gonna be primo. It's gonna be really nice.
And we have been working with the state to get the notice of obligations done so the work can be performed at
Okay.
603. Currently, in that same fund, we have the utilities budgeted, professional service and building and property maintenance. Circling back to the property tax delinquent,
Yes.
the 35,000 is the actual amount that we're collecting from delinquent accounts.
That's all we're
Okay, then,
Is the 35,000?
That's all we're budgeting.
Oh, we're budgeting,
oh, that's all you're budgeting?
we could receive more throughout the year.
Thank you.
And it's whatever the county can,
Yeah.
they can, go after them and
Wrangle
get,
up out of them.
yes, and that's what will get paid, delinquent. You don't get a whole lot, but you do some.
Well, it's showing property tax current, and then delinquent is 35,000 roughly.
Yeah.
So
But
we're
if
expecting,
that's- I'm sorry.
go ahead.
If that's just what we're collecting, how much is due?
So
Well,
that would be the expected amount.
our expected amount is $1,037,000.
for-
Okay, I was
So
reading
the
it all
property
backwards.
tax current, so the property tax current is any of the current property taxes that are due in the fiscal year. If somebody pays like a 23 assessment, then it'll come through property tax delinquent.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that,
And-
because
And the
Well, I was
property
worried.
tax current, that is a formula that is based the way DFA wants you to base it. You take your residential property value, you take your rate, and then you take the Lincoln County collection rate, and that's what that figure is. It has nothing to do with your history or what people pay. It's just a formula that you put in your budget. So that could be right or it could be wrong, depending on whether or not the Lincoln County collection rate goes up or down.
Okay. Well, I was reading it wrong.
I was reading it wrong also.
We're not bad. I mean, it's good.
No.
I wasn't looking, sometimes I get focused on the wrong line, gray line. So,
We're on the positive end.
yeah, we're looking really good. I was thinking, what the hell I didn't slip through that. So, we're expected to collect $1,037,000.
Correct.
Okay. And last year, we collected $1,040,000, so, or $1,036,000. Okay, now I feel better. I was freaking out. I don't know why I was reading that wrrong.
That's because I read it wrong and then everyone
Well,
else saw the
I
same
looked
numbers.
at it and I thought, that didn't even sound right. Okay. And the housing rental, we collected 146,000 so far in 25-26, and we got to through the end of July. Add to that,
No,
We
the end
still
of
need-
June, isn't it?
I mean, the end of June.
Yeah, so we're still waiting on those amounts.
Okay. So we're looking pretty good on that.
Yes, sir.
And that's just on those,
Trailers,
trailer houses and a few other small properties.
yeah. The brick house or the rock house and
Yeah.
Greg feels great now with the, I
She's
turn it
over
off for you, she's.
She's over here making.
I can't
this.
wait till he goes on vacation.
I put it back at 50 degrees and she's.
You rank her than I do. If I was down there burning up, she wouldn't give a flip. She'd tell me to towel off and suck it up.
I have my Uggs on. I have my winter shirt. I got an undershirt. I try really hard.
I keep a blanket in my office if you ever need it. Moving on to our final fund, this will be Fund 600. This is the Internal Service Fund. This is on page 177. Currently budgeted for administrative fees, we have $1,172,610. And the corresponding expenses are the shared services that we charge to the enterprise funds, and then the general fund, anyone with a fixed asset.
Everybody got that one?
So, my notes from yesterday were, we were gonna investigate geo bond opportunities. We're gonna investigate auction opportunities. We're gonna investigate how much we can leverage lodger's tax. And we're gonna consider how we get more money to streets.
And that's where we were talking about a bond for streets.
And Mayor Crawford, members of the council, on the auction, we were talking yesterday after, we got an auctioneer and that went well. And what we need to do internally is make sure we have all the registrations, everything for all the vehicles, and then we want to move forward and get that done
Didn't we
quickly.
have Keith Lee do it?
Yeah, yes,
did a good
yeah,
job.
he did a great job, yes,
I remember
Keith Lee
that.
came out and,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's our plan. We're going to get a plan in place on that. And then I've already emailed our bond attorney and our financial advisor along with Judy to give us the information on the bond, so.
So, Mayor, you were out when Yvonne presented. I did ask her the cost of an election, should we decide to do a special election, and it's about $40,000. I didn't know if we wanted to wait 2 years when the regular cycle of the local officials come up to do that, or that's something to be thinking about unless we go there. One other thing I wanted
You'll have another one coming right up. You got one coming up in,
November.
November.
Can we,
Well, we can
say,
still
could you
put
stick it on the county
we can still
ballot?
put it on the ballot.
So, then that, if that's the case, then yeah, how much is the county gonna charge us? They'll say, no, you gotta let us run all your elections.
They'll try, yeah, and we
that-
may,
That's where I'm looking at, but for now, I was asking about, the designation of our cannabis tax, for 25, for this year, fiscal year 26, so far year to date is 151,000. I know I mentioned earlier, I'm always biased to Parks and Rec, but right now the need for paving roads, it might just do a little bit. But for this year,
he said that would pay for not even the oil, or maybe the gravel.
Exactly.
so that's going on to my point, because I put my note back here for street department on their materials. They're at 150,000. He was initially requesting 300,000. So that's what I was looking at, putting that
What page did
amount.
you see the cannabis tax on?
It's
On
on
52, 152
That's
or
correct.
51,
Because right now it's just going in general fund
right.
and
52,
I see it.
because it's,
but
what it is it's already being allocated. It's already figured into the budget, so you're gonna have to still take it away from somewhere else.
Wow,
So
look at
that
the
one
drop.
fifty from cannabis is being applied to,
It's yes, the general fund.
To
And any
general
other
fund
it's
is
just
then-
general fund,
yeah,
right?
but then general fund is supporting all these others. That's where we're getting their zero budget. So you take that 150 from cannabis,
So
whatever.
that's pulling from
Form
everyone.
from the others, and then we can do that, it's just you're gonna have to take, she said the other day, you can give, but you gotta take,
Right, I remember that.
and so that's the problem that we have.
Well, I just hope we, it's not an astronomical amount, granted, Mayor,
Coun-
it's
Counselor
not.
Salas?
Yes.
Counselor Salas and Mayor? Currently, we don't have anything in the golf course lease. And so, I know they will probably pay us some kind of rent, right?
Oh,
And it looks like they used to pay, at least, I was trying to find it again, how much they,
It was over
the
100,000.
golf course, it was
Ms.
over
Judy?
100,000, so
Yeah,
if
last
we
year was
could,
116,000.
could we restrict,
Change.
can we say that when we get the figure for the golf course, the first priority would be to make streets whole?
yeah, that's good with me.
That will work.
That's a start.
I have a question. So we had later, and I believe you were out, Mayor, that Cheryl had, she did not put it in the budget, but she had asked for another,
Assistant, I was here,
yeah, oh, you were, I'm sorry.
it's good.
And then Heath made a statement that an HR, usually it's 1 per 100 employees. And then Eddie basically was asking for administrative assistant. And I know we have 733 employees, but we are.
How many?
700, I mean, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
my.
200, no, I'm sorry, 200.
77.
That happened when you
But-
stepped out.
But 200, right, but 277 are in the budget. Is there somehow that we could take 2 employees from somewhere else and,
Or just
And
add 2
give the
employees,
need.
right? Just open up the positions, isn't that how that would
Well, you
work?
gotta pay for them.
Counselor
Well, but they're already
Take it
budgeted,
from-
277 employees is already in the budget, but we
Like-
only currently
like-
have 233.
let's just say a
So
street,
Counselor Brophy, Counselor Letterman, currently in the budget, we do have the 277 with 267 being the full-time employees. I do understand your perspective where we could swap.
Yeah, like if their
flip-
wages were,
switch 'em.
I'm sorry, like the salaries already in there.
We would have to find which department we would remove the full-time employees from, so we can add them into those to balance out
I
our
thought you said earlier, right now we have 267 employees
full-time employees.
that are already on, not 233.
Right, sorry, yeah, 267.
267, and
That's the budgeted employees, including vacant positions. So
then
we could find
270.
7, including part-time employees,
Including council and.
So how many employees do we have working?
233.
Okay, 33. And so what they're
There's
asking is we just
267
would have to find,
positions.
because we're never going to fill all those positions.
No, and
And I
so
was just thinking
it's
that
a-
maybe in another year, we could add those if we needed those positions, but for the time being, to give
that's
Cheryl
a good
and to
idea.
Eddie a
Yeah, and I don't want to be,
We can
Danny
just add the
Downer,
position and then we'll try to find the revenues and the expenses because I don't want to start, using the way I pay for retirement payoffs and overtime that exceeds sometimes is from the savings of the vacancies. And if we start
that
allocating
aren't full.
those 2 full-time positions, then I'm double counting and then I'm going to be in a world of hurt. So I can just add it and we'll try to tweak the revenues.
Okay,
do it.
well, and I don't want to be Danny Downer, but we've got the 2 most recent departments that have been added. EOC's just really blowing and going. I mean, I look back 5 years ago, we didn't even have it. Eddie's doing a bang-up job. What I heard him talking about was he wasn't looking for a clerical person. Yeah.
Yeah, he was looking for a teammate. He was looking for
Yeah,
someone
and
to
I,
carry a burden.
Mayor, my concern is these things are just kind of blowing up. And in great times, fantastic, I hate to keep bringing up the streets, but, John Doe looks at the streets and
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they also look at who's not on the streets. And when it's busy downtown, I get it, I understand it.
I was just thinking more of an administrative assistant to where, that could also be, Eddie could mold but could also sit down and do
Well, we've got to
that
quit asking him to
paperwork.
do stuff. Because we're asking him to go door to door. That's how we got the Colonius grant. He went door to door, and took Bradshaw.
There's
with
only
him.
there's only so much one person can
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mayor,
Counselor
Counselor.
Corey, unfortunately, I do have an opposition to your view on, getting these guys the people that they need. I think you actually said it. Those departments are blowing up. I mean, those guys are busy, and I understand that they're new departments. I understand that we don't understand the total scope of their position yet, but if we're wearing those employees out already in those positions and we burn them out and lose that person for that position, how do we even find someone to even get in there to train them?
Well, and that's the beauty of this governing body is we can disagree on issues.
Totally, yeah.
Mayor and council, if I may, currently the position that Eddie requested is in the proposed budget.
I thought so. I was looking at
Oh, it
those
is?
numbers.
Yes, I'm sorry about the confusion.
Oh, we should have said that
I
20
apologize.
Well, I
minutes.
mean, the point he's
I'm sorry.
making.
Counselor Murphy, I fully agree with you.
But the point he was making is
No,
that
I get it.
it's added revenue to the new ones, but a lot of that added revenue and the GRT growth that we've seen and maintained are because of a lot of the things that we're doing. And then Ron's used him and his personality, and we have in other areas going door to door, whether it's taking surveys on different things that we're trying to do downtown, midtown.
Midtown
He is great,
Association.
whatever he needs to help me
He's
out, he
always
does it.
over it.
Yeah.
And then Cheryl, she gets a lot. I mean, in fact, she gets a lot that should be going to the directors or to that director's supervisor. And it should be handled there. Instead, it's going
That's-
directly to mama.
That
And I
is
don't like
true.
that.
That is so true, because
So
it's
we-
so different since I was in there.
Yeah, because that's what's happened is she's getting tied up with people coming, showing up on her door instead of going talk to their
Their
manager
director.
or the,
Well, she also made the argument about the,
yep.
can we say that?
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, I'm happy if we can get any additional dollar into streets.
Yeah, I am
No,
too,
we-
totally.
Sounds like we're
Absolutely.
heading that way.
Totally, and there's getting ready to be a lot of paving, but this that we're gonna need to do, if we're gonna have to go out for a bond, that's gonna be hiring outside companies to come in and knock it out.
Oh, exactly. Any of these projects right now we're applying for, it's all going to be, it's going to be outsourced. We're not doing it within,
But I still say, hide and watch, that we need to see how the measures that have been taken, do we keep the flooding at bay?
absolutely.
Because that's the problem that we're having, it just gets underneath that,
Yeah.
and undercuts them and blows them away.
And that would be a killer to pave a road and something
Have it
happened
wash
to
out.
it, and oh my gosh.
That'd be insult to injury, wouldn't it?
Ay, ay, ay.
The money he's talking about in cannabis, I think, you know.
Well, and or lack thereof, talk about a decrease in the last 3 years, or.
Oh,
whatever
see,
we're
everybody opened up here first?
Yeah.
The tourists, and then every little town that's on the border in Texas and everywhere else
Look
has
at
it.
Tatum, they have
Golly.
three.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So it's changed a lot, and it's just like they predicted it would be.
Yep.
The little guys that put their hard-earned money gonna get run over, and it's gonna be owned by the big boys, just like the liquor distributors. Thank you, good job.
Madison's such a good job.
So what he's saying is, the different things on, that Corey was just talking about on the budgeting. And then what was the other thing that you said, you had three things.
We had the geo bond, the auction.
Auction, so we're getting that, we'll get that squared away,
Yeah,
and they're
Heath
still
and I
working
gonna-
on titles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought that Tim Keithley did a good
Yes.
job.
Yep.
And he did it mobile, so I mean, like I talked to Ron last night a little bit, you know, we moved a lot of the trucks to the community center to make it more, you know, feasible for people. But a lot of these trucks that don't run, I mean, we have a whole pile of them at the water shop and street shop right there. You
Yep.
could spend half a day right there just auctioning
Yep.
those, and then you got the PD
Just for parts?
just for.
Sure.
Well, he's
Whatever you
walking
wanna
around
do.
auctioning them right then, and people show up, plus you get a lot of
Well,
advertising
that's the
on the
bad part about an
radio.
auction, right?
Yeah.
It could have a blown motor, or
I
it could just
know.
need a new battery, you don't know.
Yeah.
And then Ron Judy was gonna look into lodgers tax.
Lodgers tax, and then this additional funding for the street department. Yep.
Mayor and council.
Do,
if I-
do you think we'll have the figure for the golf course lease in the next couple of weeks, or?
I don't know, I
If
could
not,
talk to
if not,
Todd.
it could be in the first budget adjustment in July.
We won't have it in the next couple of weeks. The attorney was needing the ordinance. I just found the ordinance because Zach was working on it. I've sent it all now to Jared, the ordinance that we had in 2019 that was adopted. So he can work off of that, and then he'll get his responses back.
So we're differing on price.
Okay, dope.
No, what that is, we got a long-term contract instead of them just assuming it. We straightened out all the
Okay.
names, remember?
Yes.
Whatever the guy's name was at
Yes.
Hubbard and,
All of,
Yeah.
well, the guy before that, the Pro.
Corbett.
Corbett, and then all these, we got all that stripped away and just, so there was a few, that got dropped by our attorney, and then that were redlined, and now we got Jared on it. So he's getting it squared away. We've sent it to Todd and his group are looking at it, and then they'll send it back.
Okay.
We're paying Jared by the hour.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on
municipal
you,
league.
man.
Through the municipal league, and then we'll see they're applying it towards our general liability coverage, and then they're billing us a certain way. We haven't received one. We'll have to look and see.
Now, Maddie,
Thank you. Just to touch on our discussion from yesterday, the e-bikes for the police department, is that something we would like to look into for this current year?
Yeah, if you can do it.
If you can find it.
Okay,
They were talking about 16,000?
Yeah.
correct. Regarding capital outlay, are there any other requests that, mayor and council would like to add into the budget?
I think just make the streets department whole, right? And then the e-bikes for the PD. Can't remember. what it is.
Can we, so on the streets, you're talking about the street materials, the 150 on the street materials only, or are you talking equipment too?
No, just the street
materials.
Okay, sounds good.
And regarding personnel request, we only want to add in the administrative assistant for Ms. Cheryl and then for Eddie as well. Well, that one's
Well,
already.
I think
in.
Eddie's is already
But
budgeted,
keep
right?
it in.
Eddie's on the line. How much is that position paying?
For the events coordinator, the proposed amount is $99,030.
Okay,
And
okay, so
for-
that's not a clerk then.
No, and
No,
for Ms. Cheryl's
pay-
position,
The pay rate's 23.89.
Say that again?
So it's,
yeah, the 99,000 includes the pay rate and the wage, and.
Para and everything.
All
Yes,
the
all of-
benefits.
All the
Okay,
benefits.
Eddie, does that cover what you were looking for?
Counselor Corey, yeah, we were, the job was paying around 50,000 a year. And, it would be, as you were saying, someone to assist me, but also help with all the administrative side of it too as well. So, how can I say this? A mini me in a way.
Elle would do perfect. I think she could slide right in.
Who was that?
Ellie, Elle,
Oh, thank you, Mayor.
or we get
appreciate
Tina
it.
on the job. I think we got you some hot prospects. Transparency she'll bring you.
And to add Cheryl's administrative assistant, that would be an additional 85,310, and that includes wages and benefits at the highest level.
Is that in the budget?
No, it's in that 277. Right?
That's correct.
I'm adding it right now. So once we add all the expenses, then I'll go back and I'll figure out, how we're gonna do it. So we'll just need some time. When we come back, I'll have a plan to put them all in.
Okay,
Well, and that
Thank
could
you,
be
Judy.
something we could look at on the first budget adjustment.
and I would like
Thanks,
to reintroduce the idea that this is the starting out budget, so we'll make all of your adjustments, and if revenues come in better than we projected, then we can always reassess. halfway
Is this
through the year.
projected off of basically last year's revenue?
Off of last year's, the 6-year trend, and factoring in any losses we've had.
Because those have all been up. And then we're on key to beat last year's, but, so if you take that average, it'll be a little bit lower.
Judy, did we make a decision on the reserves?
Oh, for the disaster
312.
reserve, Counselor Corey?
That's
That
what,
That was the
yeah.
next question.
The 750, moving it up, or what did we decide to do? The 750,000 for
council-
matching?
No,
Oh.
the
This is
8% reserve.
Oh, I thought we went to
We have an
212.
initial 8% reserve for the general fund. I believe what you're referring to, Counselor Corey,
Yes.
is the reserve for, in the case of an event
Yeah.
throughout the year, if we would like to have a reserve.
I thought we
already
talked
built
about
into the
moving it to,
budget.
because it's
Yeah.
1/12 is what 8% is,
Yeah, we
8.333.
talked about doubling it, didn't we?
I thought we were talking about doubling it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You would like
as
to
well.
double it?
The 8% yields 1.9 million.
Take it to 1.9, correct?
So what
It's
you're saying is
currently 1.9.
8% will
Currently it's
yield us
1.9.
1.9 million. So if you go to 2/12, or 16%, then it's going to be it'll be 4 million, about roughly 1.9,
Almost, yes.
1.9.
Or you can set aside a dollar value for it. You want to set a flat million. we can do that too. It's up to your discretion on how you want to set the disaster parameter.
I'm afraid we're gonna burn through it so fast.
Well, and-
And have reserve in there would be,
Because you can save it and you can take it right back out.
Yes,
You can use it as a operating, mad money
because
account,
again, that's the monies that we use to clear the roadways after flooding. That's the monies that we use for
or the matching, or,
or whatever we need it for. I would personally like to see more money in that.
you remember when we did 212s, Judy? You came on, I remember back when you were on there, Corey, and you remember how it used to be 212s, and then we were sometimes doing 312s to try to,
We wanted to do 312s, but the
Never made it.
manager then said, no, just 212s.
because we had no equipment, and all we did was no new purchases, and we hung on to employees, no new hires, and we had to go through attrition
Yep.
to get everything built up. But once we were focused, and we weren't buying anything, we weren't doing projects, we were just trying to make sure our finances
Just
solid, and our
maintain,
water
yeah.
was solid. And then we bounced back pretty quick. But I don't want to ever go there.
No.
So, but
I'd say go for the
212,
2.8 million now.
okay.
You think that's the way to do it?
Yeah, and I mean, we can always revisit it.
Yeah. So if we'll start trying to stash away 212s up to the 3.8 million, and then if, we'll go through
Sounds
your
good.
first quarter of budget review, and then we can change it if we have to.
okey doke.
Thank you.
Especially after monsoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can make it through there, then we can totally reassess
Yeah.
where those dollar bills go, right?
And, I've driven around like all of you have, and you've seen it probably more than I have, but there's a lot more trash racks out than I thought.
Yeah.
They're starting to show up more now.
Yeah, they are. And so some of the areas have been really cleaned out. And once this buyout program and they start demoing this stuff, and then Monday when we make our announcements, and just to refresh, we'll have a few items and then we'll have 8 items on there that the first 7 will have 10 residences on that are deemed a nuisance, that we will vote on one item at a time, not one unit at a time. And then that'll be ready, that will fulfill our promise or our obligation to FEMA process. And then we're gonna work steadily with the county on getting those properties that can be bought out, bought. And then once those get torn down, we should just do everything in
I wonder how
sequence.
long it's gonna take the county, and.
They're gonna hit the ground Monday.
And so how long will it take?
He says that they are gonna bring in a crew and that they should be done the first week. And then, once they process the assessment, give it to a proposed amount, and the county's gonna call you and make you an offer, you say yes, here, we start the process. So that's gonna be 30, 45 days at the,
I was just wondering so that we could look at their list,
Mhm.
who they gave money to our list, and then we could mark off, in 2 months or whatever.
so they've even got, the closing the mortgage companies already all over it. So they're gonna try to close these. There will obviously be some that will have lien secondary issues that they'll have to work through.
Oh, yeah,
But they'll be, go a lot quicker than it would normally.
oh, yeah.
And then, but once those are identified, the people have, they're agreed to, then we can focus on the others. And then we're gonna have to take care of our issue, and then it's gonna be, we gotta find the money to pay us back to pay the contractor.
How are
We'll be talking about these properties at the May 5th meeting. We'll be talking about these properties.
No, at Monday meeting.
Monday, okay,
It's a special meeting.
okay.
Are we doing any special PR
Is that it?
regarding the clean and lean?
We've talked about the clean and lean. And remember, a lot of these properties are vacant. These are to get them on the list. We won't be acting on them. We're gonna marry the lists up, and hopefully they're bought, because a lot of these will be bought.
Well, Mayor, what I was getting to is,
They don't understand it.
this is FEMA driven. and we need to point.
We have tried to point that out, but they're still having, the public is having trouble understanding what's the difference on the buyout.
Yeah.
Why isn't this the buyout?
Yeah.
And so when people start getting the offers, I think we're gonna have a whole nother discussion
Yes.
about expectations.
Exactly.
And I'm so glad that they are taking the lead on this one. Is that we'll be coming in right behind them, and it's just gonna be,
A cluster.
it is gonna be hard
Yeah,
for everybody.
because there's no dickering.
Nope.
They say, we're gonna give you this amount, and.
Take it or
you
leave
can
it.
Take it or leave it. But if you leave it, then it's up to you to clean it up, because we're gonna be right behind them doing this.
And you got 10 days to clean your property up, or we're doing it. Then we gotta figure out how we're paying for it. And you can burn through it pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easy.
So it'll only be 10 days? We're not gonna have to go through the 45 days and the, okay,
It's gonna rock and roll right into it.
yeah, that's good.
Because we're under the gun to get this completed by July.
We're looking at, you're gonna have to do asbestos, have all that done
They say
before.
that they have those folks.
That's what they said, they were gonna take care of that, but I haven't heard anything lately, so we'll have to make sure, because you'll have to do an abatement on it. If it has asbestos, they have to go clean that out before we can even demo the
100%.
buildings, because we had to do that with Adam's old water shop over there. We had, had to make sure all the,
I think when DRC was actually doing the cleanup in Upper Canyon, there wasn't a whole lot of abatement to do. They knew there was asbestos in there.
the state paid for all that
State
prior
paid
to
for it,
that,
and they
yes.
just- They kept water on it, and they had to bag it in the trucks and
Yep.
stuff like that. Just take it.
And the bags
Yeah,
go
it's-
somewhere
It's
different.
not quite as scary as the media makes it out to be.
Exactly. They cover all the cost on that, though, and then get somebody over to do it, but they had somebody at the state, so that helps a lot.
Can we get them?
Thank you, Judy. Thank you,
Yeah, thank you,
Madison.
Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Madison.
Robin.
Thank you.
Madison,
Very
good.
staff.
Good job.
What a
Excellent
great
job.
Then take home your little rule book,
Got it.
so everybody knows.
We adjourn.
Are you gonna?
Is that all the business for today?
Yes.
Okay, that concludes the agenda. This meeting is adjourned.
Happy Friday.